Hi, this is day 10, I believe, and a lot of really interesting things have been happening. Today was a good day, much better than yesterday and the day before. Um, but I got into some really deep conversations with my cousin who has a lot of questions about our ethnic background. I am Panamanian, a full-blooded Panamanian. Both my parents are Panamanian. However, there's a lot of different ethnic backgrounds among Panamanian people, among Hispanic people in general. And as I was talking before, my cousin and I got into some really interesting conversations about race. Um, what does it mean to be Hispanic? You hear a lot of people that be like, I went to go visit a friend at the hospital, and I wasn't there. And when he came out, they were like, oh, this Spanish girl was looking for you. I don't consider myself Spanish because I'm not from Spain. Do I have Spanish ancestry? Yes. But I am what is considered Hispanic. Now, the definition of Hispanic is, one of it is Spanish, which is interesting. I'm learning a lot about words this week. Another one is Latin American and Hispanic American, of Spanish or Latin American descent. And that's what a Hispanic person is, a person of Latin American descent. I consider myself a Latina. I speak fluent Spanish. My name is Landa Rosa Hernandez Ortiz, and I'm very proud of that. However, unfortunately, amongst our family, there's a lot of discretion and a lot of confusion about our ethnic background. My mother, here she is. As you can see, she was a very beautiful woman. Now, when you see her, what do you see? Do you see a white European-looking person? Do you see an Indian? Or do you see a black person? I see a very beautiful woman of mixed lineage. My mother, I'll show you some pictures of her mother. I think I do have a picture of her father. I'll dig that up. Her father was Colombian, as most of you should know. Panama was a part of Colombia and became independent 100 years ago. So technically, I am Colombian also. You really want to, because it's the same land. It's just with the government split. My mother's mother looks black, and my mother's father looks black. He had very curly hair, similar to mine, which leads me to understand that they are mixed with Africans, the African slaves that the Spaniards brought over to Panama to help establish the country, and of course the indigenous Indians, which one of the tribes is the Kuna Indians. I know on my father's side that I'm Waimea Indian. We'll do more on that too. But I do have African blood, and I'm very proud of the African blood that I have, hence my hair, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have any kind of wave to my hair at all, and I'm learning to love my hair. Anyway, so I'll show pictures of my dad in a little bit. But back to what I was saying. Race. What is it? It's really not a big deal to me. Obviously, my mother also had some European blood in her. I have green eyes, which means both of my parents had to carry the traits to produce a child with green eyes, which would mean that my mother would have to have some European blood because, as most of you know, Africans and Native Indians do not have green or light eyes. Eyes are brown genetically. My cousin hopefully will be doing a DNA test, and that's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome of that is. But my point is to be proud of who you are and to be proud of what you are. I am, again, Panamanian. I am light-skinned, I have green eyes, and I have curly hair. However, my background would be African, from the Africans that the Spaniards brought over to Panama. Spanish, from the Spaniards, hence my name. And both of my parents, by the way, have Spanish last names. My mother's last name was Ortiz, which also leads me to believe that her family, they were of the African slaves who were brought over by the Spaniards. And as you know, the slave masters always gave their slaves their names, hence why my mother got a Spanish last name. But my mother also had hazel, kind of chestnut-colored eyes, which shows, too, that she had some Spanish blood in her also. She had really beautiful hair. It was sad. One of the things we were talking about today, too, was how our family would relax our hair and make our hair straight. My mother put a lot of grease in her hair and did a lot of things to straighten her hair. And if my mother were alive today, may she rest in peace, she would absolutely abhor my look today, because she would think, oh, you need to flat iron it or put grease in it or straighten it or relax it or something like that. But I'm learning to love myself, and with this renewal, it's allowing me to love myself even more and to embrace myself even more. My children are half Irish. My oldest son is blonde with blue eyes, and my little son, as you can see, is like my mini me. He's darker, his green eyes and curly hair. He's very cute. I think so. And they are very proud, and I'm not ashamed, and I tell them, as much as I know about their ethnic background, I would love to take a trip to Panama next year and check out the rainforest and all the great, fascinating things to see. But people, my word for tonight is love who you are and what you are, no matter what you are. Don't worry about being white, black, having straight hair, curly hair, big nose, big lips, little lips. You are who you are. You are made in the divine image of God himself, and he molded you in his hands, and there's no reason to be racist or prejudiced or to be something that you are not. Love yourself. Good night.